this though.
Did it replayed? Oops.
Oh. It doesn't look like it caught it.
Yes.
Saved.
Saved by the lag spike.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Misadventure cast. I am your host for this one. As with me, as always, are Bob, Nelly, and Matt. Matt is back this week.
Alive once more.
Live once more. So for once, our channel art and our videos all match up.
Hell yeah.
Does look pretty cool actually with the four of us.
Yeah.
Around place. So hopefully we're all going to perk up because I include myself in this, but we're all quite low energy tonight. So.
I forgot to put squash in this.
I think we've got plenty to talk about, I think, this week, so Bob.
Oh, you're starting with me.
Starting with you.
Straight up.
Nice.
Because I need to remember.
Cool. Well, in that case, the segue opportunity that I built into this will
have to be delayed.
Well, no, I just do that bit at the end, really. So, yeah, I'm really low energy because I was at the gym and I burnt all my energy at the gym, just running for ages on a treadmill and then doing weights. Because yeah, I've got a bit of a spare tire that I need to get rid of. So, well, I don't have to. I just want to because I look in the mirror and I'm like,
Body positivity, boys.
Well, the thing is, I'm not like upset by it. I'm like, I can improve. Yeah, so I'm trying to improve.
You want to change your personal appearance. That doesn't mean you're judging anybody else for theirs.
Yeah, exactly. I'm judging myself and going, I don't like it, so I'm going to change it. So, or I'm going to try anyway. It's going to take a while because, yeah, just exercise isn't instant.
It is fun. Can be.
Yeah. Lots of people say it's fun.
You say fun, but yeah. So I've got technically 5 things on this list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I guess
6
it depends
things.
if we're splitting the one that is both halves of an argument into 2.
Yeah. Okay, 5.5 then.
Keep chatting because I just realised that all my pictures are squint and I blame the cat for that. So I'm just going to go very, very quickly fix it.
They're fine.
Because I'm going to stare at them on my screen and it's going to really annoy me.
I can't even tell they're monkey.
I can.
How?
Look at the Death Star.
I can tell that one of them's lower than all the others.
Look at the top of the Deadpool, and then look at the Death Star. It goes up.
Oh right.
And then the Michelangelo's squint, and yeah, I'll be back in a second. Just chat.
Okay. Bye. Is anyone to tell him that Deadpool's actually lower than all the others? Because that's not a wonky problem. That's just a hanging problem.
Yeah, you'll find out when
it doesn't line up. Oh, he
can hear us.
I can hear you.
Oh.
Brilliant, we got caught.
I didn't know that bit.
So, I'm going to start off by talking about a little bit more about Hunt Showdown. I've mentioned it in the past. It's a game that I've actually started really getting into lately. It went properly live, like out of alpha and into proper production a few weeks back. It's even had like articles in PC Gamer and all that, so that's how official it is.
Been gaining traction even though it's been out for a while, so
yeah, well the thing is, like, a lot of people kind of look at alphas and go, maybe.
Sure.
Because they know it's going to be buggy. They know there's going to be issues, or they should know anyway. And yeah, well, John, you've played Hunt with me and James, and you know how badly we suck at online multiplayer.
I mean, we didn't do too bad in that.
Yeah, we did okay. We still lost. Although there was that one game where we got away with. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
We've won out of the I think 5 or 6 games that we've played. We've won twice. I don't think that's too bad.
Yeah.
Considering it's quite.
I'm
a
thinking of
game.
all the games I've played total.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about me, you and James, we've won
Yeah.
at least a third of.
When it was just me and James, it was like 99% of our games were losses. And sometimes it was just somebody sniped us. Boom. There's fuck all you can do there. It's just you're walking along, boom, gone. Other times we were in a firefight and they were just better, I guess. Quicker. But I've taken to some sneaky tactics. I found out the hand crossbow is fucking potent. Like, really potent. Normally you need a headshot to one-shot somebody, but this thing, even a chest shot, will one-shot them.
Okay,
So I'm like,
claps.
ooh. Well, the range on it's like 40 meters. It's actually quite short compared to a lot of the other guns. So, like, towards the end of that distance and anywhere beyond it, a hit will do fuck all, even to the standard zombies. But I've actually been making money out of that. Like, not real money, but in-game money. Just by going around picking up the clues and avoiding players. Although, if the opportunity comes up, and I had a couple the other night, where I heard them running around the outside of the barn I was hiding in. So just waited by the door, ready. Popped them. Looted the corpse. It was quite good. But yeah, I've just been slowly grinding up small amounts of cash by only picking the free tier and not changing their gear, because that costs money, and then just picking up clues and then fucking off.
Playing the game properly then.
Not quite, because I'm not trying to go for the bounties, and I'm not murdering the shit out of that many other players. But
I mean, we found quite a good strategy with 3 of us. Is like have somebody up high with a rifle, while the other 2 go fight the boss, if we can get that far.
Yep.
And then because like the whole point is the 2 people. So there's 2 people that can only claim the bounty. So the whole idea is that you kill the boss, then you get the bounty, and then you fuck off, and then extract it. Or you can go for another one, but generally you just kind of want to get one and then get out, unless you know you're the only people left.
Or you're that confident in taking out anybody else.
Yeah. So
but even then, the zombies, if you're not paying enough attention, like a pack of dogs or like some well-placed zombies can catch you off guard, especially on your own. Been a few times I've been almost taken out just by zombies, and I'm like, yeah, shit.
Yeah, so like you would with 3, you'd claim a bounty, then you'd go, and then you'd have the person who didn't claim hang back and kind of just make noise and just kind of keep the distraction.
Yeah, be the distraction.
Distraction techniques.
Because even though like the other players can see you on the map or see roughly where you are on the map and know where you're heading, they don't necessarily know that your third person's still alive. So like,
or even there.
Yeah, or even there. So you kind of just make tons of noise and hope that they kind of don't come for you guys straight away, because it's like a 20-second countdown once you get to the extraction. So you're like, but the last game we won, the guys got to us as the timer was ticking down, and James was just like a second too far out, because as soon as I said to him, James, you've got 10 seconds, he started running, and it timed out as he was just about to cross the threshold. So I was the only one that got out with a bounty, but we all still won because of it.
Yeah.
Just we didn't claim the 2 bounties. But it's fun. It's fun. It's a game that it's rare for a game to make me sit and go, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. There's a lot of panic in it, which is quite fun. Because the first one we won, we were in a church basement fighting this demonic spider thing, and we killed it, and we took the bounties, or we were waiting so you have to wait 2 minutes to like claim the bounties. And as we're doing it, we could hear footsteps, and we knew it wasn't Bob because he was still up in the tower. And we could hear footsteps, but we thought we had both doors locked down. We didn't know there was a third door. So the third door goes, these people come storming in, James lobs a fucking firebomb, I'm just panicking, firing off into nothingness. I kill one of them, James lights the other on fire, that dude kills James, and then as he's running back round to try and find me, I just pop him, and I'm just sitting like
oh, there's some proper tension. I had a good like back and forth with this guy at one point, and he was in a big barn building up high. I was like down low, hiding behind fences and logs, and we were kind of like shooting past each other, winging each other a bit. And I decided I was going to sneak around this other side of the bit, and I looked at a little hut shack thing that I thought, oh, that might be useful cover. It's got a window. And as I looked at it, I saw this other dude like appear in the window, and I was like, bang! Got me in the head by complete fluke, and I was like,
It's one of those panic reactions, isn't it? It's just like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
That's when you're the
And-
best, though.
yeah. Actually, the other night when I did get a really good kill, that barn where the person came through the door and I popped them, zombies then got disturbed, came after me. I killed them all off, and then I heard more footsteps outside. And I was like,
no.
another player, and he most likely knows I'm there. So I hunkered
Yeah.
down by the door, but then I heard the other door open. So I turned around, still sneaking, went behind some stuff, and I saw him come in, looked in my direction, and then carried on. And I was like, okay. So I continued sneaking round, and the whole time I should have been in his field of view, and he then went straight on to where the clue was. So I snuck up behind him, and just as he finished taking the clue, he turned round to see me, bang, right in the head. And I was like, that's how it
Beautiful.
feels.
Good night.
I was just like, I bet he shat himself.
Good night, sweet prince.
Yeah, it felt so good because it's normally me that's on the receiving end of that. I was like,
Oh man, I hate it when games are horror games when you don't like they're
Yeah.
not tagged as horror games, but
I'm sure this one is marked as like
It's not
Horror.
necessarily.
I think it's a horror survival
It's
Yeah.
not necessarily horror either. It's
jump scare.
no, yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
panic and
Oh,
horror are
plenty
not
of jump-
necessarily the same thing. Horror, panic, and,
Right.
and fear are not necessarily the same thing. It's just that sort of it's high tension. It's high because the thing is it doesn't track how many players are left in the game either. So
oh yeah, you have no idea.
you're also not guaranteed that you have a full map. So you could only get like 3 teams of 3 or 4 teams of 3 and 3 have eliminated each other. But you don't know that because it doesn't track player deaths, it doesn't tell you how many players are in the game, how many loaded in. All you know is you and your team are there. That's it. So it's kind of like we're hearing gunfire, we're hearing explosions, and then they suddenly stop. So there's no more noise. So then you go claim something, and you're like, we should be okay. And then you hear the gunfire again, and you go,
And you're just like, guys.
and then it stops. So then you're just sitting, waiting for this thing to time out. Like this is essentially what happened in the church. Bob looked around everywhere. There was no gunfire. We were fighting this boss. There was nothing coming in. And then as we're claiming it, somehow they got past Bob and managed to sneak up on us through a door we didn't know existed. And we thought the game was empty. They were the last people because no one else came after us. We just strolled out to the exit. But it was like, shit.
Yeah.
Where the fuck did they come
There could have
from?
easily been somewhere. There was like a match that I lost. Like the 2 guys who were claiming the bounty, I thought I'll try and wait on them, but they detected me and they were actually really sharp shooters. So I was like, fuck it. I've got a couple of like clues. I've got a bunch of clues, and I did loot a corpse that I found. So I was like, perfect. I'm just gonna fuck off with my money. And as I got to the extraction point, I saw a team of 3 sitting there. I was like, oh fuck. I popped one, got him. The other 2 fucked off, and you know that big tower that we went up that one time? We just started looking about, seeing the
Yeah.
sights. They went up that tower. So I was like, oh well, I've got time to try and get to the extraction point. And then I saw the guy at the top, and a bit of back and forth, but just before the thing timed out, he got me in the head. I was like, fuck. Half XP.
He gave you a false sense of security.
Oh, I did not feel safe or secure. Even crouched down behind the boat, we still had clear line of sight of each other. So I was hoping that by shimmying back and forth, I could avoid enough bullets. But it didn't happen.
That's kind of like what it was with that one with James, where he almost made it. As
Yeah.
I was hiding behind those logs, and I was just like,
Yeah.
I was taking damage, and I was like, just one shot. I just
Just
need
that
to-"
little bit extra. But they're thinking the same thing, though.
Yeah.
Because they're
they're
sitting
doing the
there
exact same
going, "Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no."
The thing is, in that situation, they were in the woods, and I couldn't poke my head up enough to fire back. So I'm just sitting there like, don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me. And
I've beated that.
they did a couple of times, but not enough to kill me. And then the timer went, so I was like, "Yes, we're out. I'm out. I'm free. I get all the stuff."
Yeah. There was, like, I had a moment like that as well. I spotted a player. He hadn't seen me because he had his back turned, and I was, like, sneaking into this bush to try and get a good shot, and he then ran out round, nearly discovered me. And then a moment later, I just hear tons of gunfire. He, like, jumps, and you know, you clearly tell he jumped because he starts spinning around and fired a shot randomly. And then he gets his bearings and starts running off. And then just as I thought, okay, maybe I can catch those guys as they chase him, I heard even more gunfire coming from the other side of the bushes I was hiding in, literally right next to me. And I'm like, fuck, if I poke my head up now, I'm in a crossfire. So I'm just like sitting there, like in this bush behind a couple of trees, like, fuck. And yeah, then I hear death sounds and more gunfire, and it's really fucking loud as well. Guns are realistically loud. You can hear them halfway across the map as well.
Brap.
Like if someone's like a kilometer away, you still hear that gunshot.
Any FPS can be horror in that regard. Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when you think about certainly the Overwatch games we've had, where there's been a bit of mild panic, it's been quite funny. With Hunt, it is just, I really fucking hope I don't die right now.
Yeah, you shit yourself straight up.
Because the thing is, the hunters you've got, if they die in game, permanent.
Yeah, it's permanent.
So you have to recruit a new hunter, which costs money.
And they don't.
So you're like,
you know, if they die and they take the gear that you were using, they take it with them.
oh yeah, you lose the gear too.
So like,
That's
The
cool.
only thing you do get the money that you picked up. Like, say you loot a corpse or get clues, you do get the money out of that, but generally that's not enough to replace the gear. So you're always on a losing streak. It's quite harsh in that regard.
they give you until like account level 12 or something like that, and then after that, your characters will die.
Yeah.
So you have to start again. So like all your perks and shit like that get reset. All of that stuff gets reset. So
That's cool though.
You can have like a really good,
is.
really expensive gun, late game high tier gun, and then you'll lose it, and you'll have to build the cash again before you can buy it.
Yeah.
So it's
Like,
pretty crazy.
Those who had it on pre-order got the Benefactor, which is a Chain Caldwell pistol, and it's a really, really good pistol. It comes with a fancy skin, and it's like, I've got it on one of my characters, and I'm like, I'm not playing that character. I'm gonna lose it.
I'd imagine. I don't think it seemed a bit weird to lose legendary weapons.
Maybe, but
Do they have
This
a
is hard.
price tag on them?
Google it. See if
If they have
Yeah,
a price
could
tag on
Google
them, you'll lose them.
see if someone's complained already. I'm sure there'll probably be someone.
yeah.
So just before we move on to the next thing,
Yeah.
I just want to talk about what I just saw on Twitter before we just went on, which is amazing.
Oh.
And it will make me want to buy an Amazon Echo again. Samuel Jackson's voice is officially coming to Amazon Alexa.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying.
Oh, nice.
So if you have an Alexa, be happy, be prepared for that, because I want that to be like, I'm a player, motherfucking music. That's gonna be awesome. Kind
Any
Well, that's
command
Alexa.
that Alexa doesn't understand will be like, English, motherfucker. Do you speak it?
Do you speak?
What's next then?
So next, this was the thing that you were getting a bit ranty over, and I was like dismayed at. I mentioned it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, the Niantic stuff. So Niantic have started charging for tickets for their open portal reconnaissance thing, where basically players are helping actually maintain like what Pokestops are actually accurate in the game and stuff like that. And I thought to myself, charging tickets really for getting your players to do you a favor? That's a bit of a shitty one. And then I read about the fact that apparently there's a bunch of folks are trying to boycott the events. And I was like, okay, that's bullshit.
And by this point,
Because
we all know how I feel about things like that.
Yeah, gamers acting badly.
Gamers
In
rise
the
up.
real world.
Badly, acting badly. It's pathetic.
Yeah.
Just a bit.
Everybody else looks bad when you do shit like this.
Yeah, the thing is, like, they are affecting free games, not just because the whole open portal reconnaissance thing feeds into Pokestops, the weird things in the Harry Potter game, and
Yeah.
there's the Jurassic World game as well.
They do.
There's free
Jurassic
games that work off
World
the same
and
system.
They do Ingress as well as them as Niantic.
Yeah.
So it's,
And it's like you're affecting free player bases,
Mm.
and you're preventing these people from enjoying the game. Yeah, it's shitty that Niantic are charging money for getting the players to do work for them.
is it optional?
Like I don't know.
Because if it's optional, then what the fuck does it matter? Somebody wants
Yeah.
to pay to be involved in that, then fine. But if it's something that doesn't affect your playing of the game in any way, and if it is literally
Not directly.
just a stat
Like, I think
gathering system, why do you feel the need? Not you specifically, obviously, but I'm talking about those people that are boycotting it. What is the need for you to then go, "Oh, this is shit"? When you don't have to do it, it's optional. It's a side thing. It's not enforced on you. You're not made to do it. You're not made to.
I
pay
reckon,
that price.
like,
We're gonna fucking complain because we're having to be paying for something that we don't actually have to pay for because we're so fucked in the head that we just can't get over the fact that these things exist. Every week now.
I think John is triggered.
Every time we come onto this thing, every
Yeah.
time there's always some dickhead out there who's boycotting something and can't fucking cancel culture this and this is shit and that's shit. Fucking deal with it. Grow up and get on with your lives.
Don't buy Borderlands free because the CEO's a dick. All that shit. So
And
yeah,
yet-
what about the other staff who still need to be paid for their jobs?
And yet, with all of the controversy surrounding Randy Pitchford, Borderlands 3 is one of 2K's fastest selling games ever, and it is the fastest selling Borderlands ever. So
And it's bloody good, to be
can't
fair.
be that fucking bad, can it? You can't be that pissed off at Randy Pitchford because you're still buying the goddamn game.
when did Borderlands 2
Also,
release? 2012, yeah.
2012. We talked about this when the last time when you were here. It was released
Okay.
pretty much exactly 7 years to the date. So Borderlands 3 was released 7 years basically 7 years to the date after Borderlands 2, and the game takes place 7 years after the events of Borderlands 2. It's quite a sneaky little bit of thinking.
Yeah.
The way that they've done it.
And
I'm quite impressed.
it's quite typical of Gearbox, to be honest, having those little tie-ins, those little points, the little Easter eggs of information and bits and pieces. Like they do this all the time, and it's really quite clever, and I do actually appreciate, because it feels like they're putting more effort and care and love into that game, into the product they're building.
To an extent, yeah.
Yeah, like certainly there's some pride in their work. You can't say there's no pride in
For
their
someone
work.
to run the like-for-like percentages of sale velocity as opposed to raw numbers as population. I mean, yeah, obviously there's an aspect in there of like population increase and people playing games more than they ever did.
It's the fact I reckon
it's
it's
taboo these days apparently. So
I reckon one of the
There's
factors is that I played Borderlands 2 in 2015 because quite a lot of the people playing who I know who play the game were like they didn't have PCs back then, back when Borderlands 2 released, like on the release date is what I'm saying. So yeah, it's been 7 years for people to play Borderlands 2 and be hyped up for Borderlands 3. And now that Borderlands 3 dropped, when there's arguably like PC gaming's it's only going up.
It's
only going up.
Quite a surge overall.
So I reckon
people are
that
realizing
plays
it's
more
like,
part of it.
PC's actually not a shit platform to play games on.
You
I
also
love
have to
PC.
factor in the fact that it's consoles as well, and it released on multiple
Yeah,
platforms
of course.
as well, multiple generations. Sorry, so like you're not just factoring in how well it's done on Epic, which is done incredibly well on Epic, despite people bitching and moaning about it. It's also factoring in Xbox One and PS4 sales as well, and I'd like to help with that because I did it on 2 consoles or 2 platforms because I'm like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, with Borderlands 1, one of the things I was thinking about, like with sales and whatnot, is they had to build the hype from scratch for that game.
yeah.
Borderlands 2, they didn't, because by the time Borderlands 2 came out, it was a bit more established. The whole title, the whole franchise was a bit of
It was
had a base.
also an
They've had
experiment.
more time to get
Borderlands 1 was
the
also an
audience.
experiment as well, so they didn't know how it was going to do because it was the first game of its kind, really. And then multiple other studios have followed suit, whether you would claim it or not. Destiny, that followed in Borderlands' feet. That's where it came from. It's a looter shooter. It's just it's an MMO style one. You've now got something like fucking Breakpoint's following in those shoes by the looks of it, because it's going to be
To an extent,
loot shooter.
there is loot. Yeah, there is loot involved.
There's other games that for some reason are going blank in my head that have done it as well. So
Yeah.
this
Risk
sort
of
of
Rain.
thing. That's
More of
roguelike
a
than
more of
anything.
a roguelike.
I guess you could involve Odyssey with that as well, because
Kind of, I guess, but it's
to an extent, yeah.
that's more just sort of like a standardized. So like in a fantasy setting, it's you're talking looter shooter specifically. So like it's a strange turn for Assassin's Creed to go down that route.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm just
but
saying
it
there's loot
fits
that you can,
in terms of other sort of fantasy open world
mechanic.
RPGs.
Yeah.
As far as first person shooters and stuff went, or third person shooters, it's still it started at Borderlands for the most part. There's maybe other things that were close to it, but the one that you know
Borderlands
was Borderlands.
made it what it is right now. So
Yeah. So,
There is loot and there is shoot, but you have to shoot to get the loot.
yeah, you do.
So then, when you loot, you get more shoot.
Yeah, so this Niantic thing is a pile of shit. A, probably yes, they shouldn't be charging for that. But B, if it's optional,
like, I was-
it's the whole ideal of it, like the whole, like how they've gotten, it's how they've gotten away with adding it in the first place. I reckon.
Yeah, it's like. Also, it's like you're going to a public area for this. Like, they don't have the authority to like put up a barrier and say this is an event, and then charge tickets like it's a concert or anything. It's literally a bunch of people are going to show up at a place to do a thing that helps them out.
On their own, yeah.
Yeah, on their own steam. So it's like if I suddenly been told, "Oh, you have to pay to help us out," I'd be like, "Nah," and I would just walk away.
Which is the sensible thing to do. Just put I'm not doing this. Don't buy into it. But
yeah, I would message Niantic support and be like, "By the way, this I don't like it." I would send them the direct message. I wouldn't go start boycotting.
Yeah.
As if I'm some sort of
Oh,
political
yeah.
activist.
it's just people need to handle their business in private. And that's the thing that really fucks me off these days. Is it's this
Or at least,
it's this big
at least
public
not as
thing.
violent.
Yeah, like it's this big public
It's
thing.
not as volatile as
and
it
do you
is
know
right
what?
now.
Right, I've said this before as well. Is yes, there are things out there with gaming specifically that really fucking annoy me in playing games and stuff like that now. But you know what? Don't play it. That's what I do. I don't play it, or I sell it, or I just never look at it again, and that's it. And I mean, maybe that's me being too passive in that situation, but at the same time, it's part of the way life is. Sometimes shit's gonna disappoint you, so get a grip and get over it.
It's like,
move on with your life.
How many people over the decades have gone to see a movie or bought a movie and then been like, that was a bit shit.
That wasn't good. Yeah.
And then they just fucking get on with their life.
Yeah, it's the same principle. It's 2 hours of your life that you've wasted, so get on with it. You know?
Like obviously you'd still get those people who would complain and be like, "Oh, this movie was terrible. I want my money back." And then 9 times out of 10, the place should say no, because it's like, well, we don't guarantee the quality.
Yeah. You chose to watch it. Like,
it's people complaining about the most useless, inane shit. Like somebody complained about a film. Right, so Toy Story. The only reason this comes to mind is because I literally watched it before we went live. It's Toy Story 4. Okay, so people complained that specific people complained that there was no inclusion of LGBTQ or anything like that in it. To which the internet replied, "It's a film about fucking toys. Fuck off." It's stuff like that. It's complaining.
Yeah,
It's
like,
a film about toys.
really
Why does it need to be there?
Yeah,
It does.
it's
a
also
similar
aimed
choice.
primarily at kids
Yeah, so
who
I'm not.
those concepts, well, basically mean nothing to them.
And to
It's
be
not gonna
clear,
entertain
I am not complaining about that movement. I am complaining about the idiocy of that one person who expected it, because
Yeah,
there are some things that can go too far, and it's people complaining and ranting about games. It's people cancelling other people because they said something 5 years ago that didn't agree with the way the world is now. And even after they've
Yeah.
apologised it, let's go with James Gunn, right? He was a tit a couple of years ago. He apologised for it, his life moved on, everybody else moved on, but then cancel culture became a thing, and then it was suddenly like, let's look through his tweets from 5 years ago, or 10 years ago, or whatever, and then we pull him up on it. So
yeah, something that was genuinely funny about it. You look at some like really old movies, like you
Yeah.
go back to like Charlie Chaplin days. The stuff that's in there would offend everybody now.
It's in that
And for
period of
this stuff,
time, that
yeah.
culture back
Yeah.
then. It shouldn't be compared to modern day stuff. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
'cause our
and
social
also because back in those days, some of the stuff was like criminal.
Yeah.
So you can't ignore that. It's like the Mickey Mouse, like like the Mickey Mouse stuff and the Disney stuff where they show the warning and they're like, this was a cartoon of its time. It's not really appropriate for today's society, but it's still just a cartoon.
what was it?
Like,
Ace Ventura. Me and Scott were talking about Ace Ventura, and we're like,
I
think it was
recognise
Scott.
that.
Jim Carrey. If you've never seen it, they're both on Netflix. I highly suggest you watch them because they are a film,
1994 release. Oh lord.
they are films that would never be made again today. They would never see the light of day. Just wouldn't happen because there was like, you had Jim Carrey in an insane asylum trying to find somebody in there, and he was acting like he was also insane. Now you'd never get away with that these days because it's Jim Carrey. It was Jim Carrey in the 90s. So if you've ever seen anything made by Jim Carey in the 90s, that man did not give a fuck. Okay?
He still doesn't.
He was funny.
He still does. Yeah, arguably he still doesn't.
Right? And that kind of scene you would never get away with. There was scenes where he went to Africa and he interacted with these African tribesmen and
Like Borat as well.
yeah. I mean, you probably would get that made again because Sacha
Yeah.
Baron Cohen, that's just what he does and he gets away with it. But that term of comedy and the way that
You have anyone else doing the
Team
Borat though?
America.
yeah,
If someone tried to produce Team America,
Oh,
that's why
yeah.
there's never been a sequel is because even though Troy Hart they like to push the envelope on those things, they still wouldn't make it again because it would put them in so much trouble for the way that they did that because you had them. Oh, it was just like. I don't
oh
know,
yeah,
like-
there's blatant racism and
for
sexism
sure.
for the whole thing.
But it also released in the height of us, like America invading Iraq and stuff. So that was when, or not Iraq, Afghanistan. So that was when that all came out. Even films like
It was
Superbad,
also
most
meant
films
to
did
be
not
a fucking
Superbad
like
probably
a
wouldn't
stab
these
at
days.
it. Yeah, no, it wouldn't.
So that's how because
Any
I
of the
don't
Austin
find
Powers.
things as funny. Austin Powers. That's why Austin Powers 4 never happened because it was supposed to. But you would never get away with Austin Powers these days. Never.
No.
Not a chance. Half of the things he said should never be on it.
But even in like in terms of like a less comedy thing, but things like James Bond and stuff,
Yeah.
like they're not funny. They're just as bad in terms of like sexist, because that's what Austin Powers is like
It's a hyper
a parody
comedy
of
version.
James Bond. So his jokes are
He's a spy
extreme
that
jokes,
operated
but
in the
it's
60s
jokes. Yeah,
that came
but
to
they're
modern day.
jokes of what James Bond is, because James Bond is like a complete womanizer.
Even James Bond, they're now playing it safe.
Yeah,
In the next one.
they've had to change the tone of the films.
And it's just absolutely crazy. Hey, Scott. How's it going, man?
Hey.
And it's absolutely crazy
like,
because they've now had to change the tone of those films. And it's like, it's James fucking Bond. Could just leave something alone for Christ's sake. Just
But
I
it makes
remember
sense.
I
but it
remember
makes
seeing
sense.
GoldenEye again recently, and like I remember watching it when I was a kid, and I thought, "Oh, this is fucking brilliant! I love this film. So much action, so much cool stuff." And I watched it, as an adult now, and I'm going,
Yeah.
"Jeez."
Oh,
Yeah, but
But
it
then I
makes
also
sense.
remembered I was like, okay, this is not as good as I remember it being, but it's still a movie. It's still a good movie, and I'm not going to go like sending letters to the
Yeah,
people who
like-
produced it, going, "Why?
Why did you make this years and years ago?" But getting rid of films like that doesn't make any sense. But
It doesn't."
changing the tone of things is fine. I mean,
If it's done
there's
right,
there's a
if it's not done
but-
for the sake of pandering, then it's fine. If it's done,
Yeah,
because
but there's things
it's
like, you
natural,
know,
then sure.
like the whole James Bond like womanizing thing isn't really appropriate anymore because now it's like a massive, it's kind of like a big issue because women in the work environment have like these problems, and you know, people growing up with those sorts of situations will think that that's kind of okay. So I got made fun of. A good example, I logged into Overwatch Monday, because I didn't have any time yesterday. I logged into Overwatch, played one game, said 2 words, and instantly got called a feminist and got made fun of. And I went, "This is great, thank you." So they went, "Are you a feminist?" And I went, "Why do you care?" And they went, "That means you're yes then." And I was like, "And what's the problem?" And they were like, "Oh, you're a feminist." And I was like, "Look, I'm not really bloody anything. I'm just trying to play the game." And that was my exact sentence. And then I said no more words, and I got made fun of for the remainder of that
Yeah.
game. And
That's
it's
generally
like,
why I avoid multi.
That's
Most
but
part.
I love
that's what
multiplayer
makes me
games.
embarrassed about being a gamer. Is that kind of shit? Is just
No, that's
Overwatch
just
is toxic. Overwatch
that
is
isn't-
one
yeah.
of the worst.
that isn't associated with just games though, because they're a
That's
fucking
true.
yeah, it's
child.
everywhere.
Yeah.
But when it's your main thing, when it's your main hobby, when
Yeah.
shit like that happens,
Oh yeah, yeah.
it just makes you embarrassed
Yeah.
for the thing that you do the most, you know? Yeah, Richard, that's what I'm saying. It's part of
Yeah.
life, but it's the main thing that I do in my life, and it's everywhere in that, and you just kind of go, guys, just fuck off, play the game and get
But
on
I-
with it, for Christ's sake.
I think to an extent, things like obviously like the James Bond films, where because it was before ages ago, you know, early James Bond films, even to an extent like more recent James Bond films, it was more of a thing where it was still kind of like, you know, women are like this section of society, and to an extent they still kind of are, because still to an extent obviously it's becoming less, more even,
Yeah.
but mostly women are still the mothers and dads are still the workers, just because that's, it kind of physically also works that way because the dad can't, you know, breastfeed a baby. So you kind of need the
Not
mum around.
easily.
Yeah, you kind of need the mum around at that point. So it's like naturally still that sort of thing. So women sort of naturally gravitate into that role, but
Yeah,
it
like-
should, like films and stuff shouldn't be going, "That's what you do," because a lot of people don't want to.
Yeah, you also get some women who are like, yeah, I just want to, I
Yeah.
want to have kids and want to be a mother. And
Yeah.
it's like, well, that's fine. That's what you want. So let them get on with it. And then you get some women who are like, no, I don't want to have children. And then they get fucking attacked for it. Because it's like, why don't you want to be that? It's like,
So I think,
they don't.
yeah.
From the sound of it, childbirth is a horrible experience. Makes me glad I won't go through that. I
But
hope.
gravitating back around to like films and media and stuff, it means that sort of older films and stuff aren't really the sort of things, like you wouldn't release an old-fashioned James Bond film, but in its day and age an old-fashioned James Bond film
Yeah.
was seen by everyone and has been, everyone's
Still
like,
loved.
yes, that is what society is, and it's still a nice, like, they're still good films
We're
to
still
watch.
transitioning
They're just
away
not,
from
they're
it.
just
Comes
not
back to-
modern films.
Yeah, I think that's what comes back
They're
to,
not
is
something
that
you'd
they-
release about 2018 or 2019 because you
can't-
just wouldn't get away with it.
The problem that it comes back to, though, is people pulling other people up for things of the time that they were said.
Yeah,
And if,
which you shouldn't.
if that person is in fact still an asshole, then by all means go for them. But if they have learned and adapted to the world as it's changed, they shouldn't be chastised for it. They shouldn't be chased for it. They shouldn't be belittled for it, because they were that person then. They're not that person now. People grow. People change. They adapt. I have always been of the opinion of, I don't care what you do, just don't.
And
make a
where it
fucking scene
starts-
of it, you know.
And where it starts becoming like a really inappropriate like a change would be when you're trying to change sort of the characters within a franchise. And Mario came to mind in my head. I don't know if there is any examples of this. I'm not using this because I've seen an example, but it would be like someone turning around and being like, you can't have Princess Peach being the one being kidnapped because that's sexist. Why can't Princess Peach be the one rescuing Mario? And you're like, well, that's not how the game works. Mario is the character that you...
Yeah, he's the hero
That kind
of it.
of happened. There was a DS game that you played as Peach.
Yeah.
And people hated it. So they got what they wanted, and they didn't like it. So it went back.
But I don't know if anyone has actually. I don't know how. I didn't know that had ever actually been a conversation. Yeah,
because of a
I didn't.
like that, but it has
I didn't think of it because I thought, oh, I've seen someone being like, how dare they? But that was like an example in my head,
Also,
which I could think of where there's a male character rescuing a female character, where someone could be like, oh, that's not okay. You know, the woman isn't weak and will, you know, rescuable.
Nowadays, it's assumed that Peach just goes with Bowser for a bit on the side.
I think she's trying to get away.
I think that's the fanfics.
He's back.
I'm bored of Mario. I want some turtle dick.
Yeah.
Stubby Italian plumber dick's not enough. Right. So let's get away from that before it causes any trouble. Because I feel like
it's probably already caused trouble.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, it has.
2023.
Oh, buddy. That's gonna haunt me in the future. So State of Play was last night. That was kind of interesting. There was like 2 games on there that I was interested in. The rest of it, the first one, actually, there was 2. Humanity looked interesting. Bob, you should have a look at that. It looks really weird.
Humanity.
Yeah, it's just called Humanity. It's out in 2020. It's a strange looking game. You want the trailer from last night. There's a demo up for the remaster of Medieval. It's only up for a couple of days, so if you have a PS4 and you're interested in what it looks like, go play it.
Hop into it.
Yep.
Fairly quickly.
I've got it installed, so as soon as this is done, I'm going to go look at it, because Medieval was PlayStation 1, and it was kind of a game that I was maybe just a little bit too young at the time, or I think I tried playing it and I didn't understand it, because my brain just couldn't comprehend that kind of game at the time. So it's going to be quite cool for me to go back and actually play this game and see what it's like.
What?
Yeah, exactly. It looks fucking weird, doesn't it?
What?
It looks like
Sorry, my chair was falling apart.
You kind of, it's like humans fighting other people, and you've got to solve it. It reminded me of Lemmings in a way.
Yeah, that's what it reminds. It reminds me of Lemmings crossed with the zombies from World War Z.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what they're going for. It looks really weird.
Someone wrote that on a whiteboard somewhere and connected the 2 circles, and someone went, brilliant, let's make a game.
Just Venn diagrams, and then they wrote Humanity in the middle, and then just went, let's do it. Let's make it.
I mean,
Right.
if you're
Got a game, boys.
Roll the cameras.
Go.
I mean, it reminds me a bit of Edinburgh during the Fringe, to be honest.
Yeah. Fucking fighting French tourists on a bus because they were trying to get on before you. Yeah, I've been there.
The number of times it's like you're literally right in front of the door, and then they still push in front of you. It's like, fuck off, buddy, I'm clearly in front.
I actually pulled 2 people off of a bus in Edinburgh during the festival. I had been working, I was doing like a special job at the time, so I was in a different store. I'd been there for like 12 hours. I had to get the bus through town because I couldn't get the other bus that would take me pretty much all the way home. So I got the bus through town. I got off to get the connecting bus, and I'm standing at the bus stop, and there's like 7 other people waiting behind me, because people know how to queue for a bus in Edinburgh. They don't in Aberdeen. They just get on. They don't give a fuck.
I don't know. The queues are pretty shambolic in Edinburgh.
But they still. Do you know what I mean? Like you rarely.
Yeah, there's still a bit of an
still
order.
exists.
You still get something, and people generally, in an orderly fashion, will get on a fucking bus. But I was just. Do you know when you just get to the point in a day where you've been on your day for so long, you're just like, fuck it.
And you don't give a shit.
Yeah, so these people saw the bus, they were running for the bus, they could see all these other people waiting to get on the bus, and then they got on the bus as soon as the doors opened, so I grabbed their bags and I went, get the fuck off the bus and wait for everybody else to get on first. It was just get off and wait, because these people have all been working all day, you're here for a week, fuck off. And everybody else got on the bus. That was it. It's just like, I can't be asked with this shit. I'm so glad
Yeah.
that I wasn't in Edinburgh at all for the festival this year because it gets busier.
It was
gets
pretty
shittier
disgusting this
every
year.
fucking year. I'm so glad I wasn't down for it because I
Like,
normally
this
come
time
down
around.
for a couple of days during the summer to see my mum and dad and stuff. But I was just like, no,
What the?
I don't need.
Maybe not this time.
Yay!
Let's not get
Well,
derailed.
this podcast has got good.
And I wasn't even trying to bring him in.
Look at how chunky he is.
That would be cool.
He's so chunky.
That's because he can't
Well, you know,
do anything.
I'm the only one without a
What
cat
I'm
now.
wondering is, how
Oh,
the
shit.
fuck did he get up on the desk when he can't jump that high?
Legs! They're sticking
So
out. They're
everyone
like, oh
who
no, I
doesn't know
broke.
him, this is Cole. I normally bring him on against his will, but today he's come along by himself.
He's like, and someone's picked me up. He's
So
like,
I'm
this has
gonna-
gone really bad. Oh,
So I'm
fuck.
gonna go pop him somewhere else, and we can
Cole-
crack on.
Cole's a bit of a derp.
I love him.
And
Oh, my cats do that.
you can do whatever you want to Cole, and Cole will not care. He doesn't give a shit. He's high most of the time when
He's like, oh, I want to turn over.
he's high and he's meds most of the time. So
There we
he doesn't
go.
care.
I met a cat on the way
Balls.
to the car from work today.
No, Cole, get off the keyboard. There, he typed that.
Scoop. What's he typed? What's he sent us?
I sent it in the podcast chat. No, I can copy it into
He
the
sent us a lot of
actual
O's and an exclamation mark.
Yep. And,
yes.
and a bracket and a 9.
And a bracket and a 9. He's
So for
communicating.
everybody on YouTube,
He sent the
my
message.
cat
in
says
chat.
this. Right, I'm gonna go let him. I think he was actually wanting out the room because I didn't realize he was in here when I closed the door. So he's been
Right,
hiding
I've
somewhere
lost my
this whole
train
time.
I've lost my train of thought. Where the fuck were we? We're talking about.
You were
State
talking
of
about a Fringe Festival
so
being
we're-
really busy.
We're back to the original point, which is state of play.
Oh, yeah. I don't get how he got there.
The biggest news of the state of play, and the only thing that really matters in that state of play, and the whole point of it, and why they kept it to the end, because they knew that as soon as if they announced it at the start, no one else would watch the rest of it, was that The Last of Us 2 release date has been announced. Yes. Which is 21st of February next year, and it's releasing on PlayStation 4. And
Blessed be.
everybody was so fucking sure that it wasn't coming to PS4, it was going to be a PS5 game, it was going to get delayed into oblivion until it could release on a current, the next gen of consoles. But that's not the case. It's February. It's not that far out. It's really not that far out. I think just before E3 this year, they said it was about 60% done. So that's not really surprising. It was going to be February. They also showed that Joel is back. So he's not dead. He's not a ghost like everybody was theorizing. He's still very much alive. He looks really fucking old, but he's still alive.
He exists.
So I think this is like 5
He's-
or 6 years after the first one, because Ellie's like 20, 21, I think, or something in this. She was like 15 or
She
16 in
grown.
the first one. So Joel was already in like his mid 40s in the first game. So he's like this 50-year-old like zombie killer dude in Last of Us 2. So I wonder how much carrying you're gonna have to do with Joel in the second one. But I'm excited for it. It's rare these days for me to get hyped for a game. Borderlands has been my big one for this year. But for something like Last of Us, as much as some people don't like The Last of Us or the Uncharted games, I'm not a fan of Uncharted, but I do like the storytelling that Naughty Dog do. It's quite good. They've for the people who made Crash Bandicoot, they've done pretty well for themselves. In terms of their storytelling and stuff. But even then, Crash always had a story. It was a comedy one, and it wasn't.
It
the
was
greatest thing.
wild.
Because like in the first one, he has a girlfriend, and he's like trying to save her, and he's like a cortex mutates him so that I don't fucking know. And second one, they're in space or some shit, and then there's an evil mask in the third one.
Some wild shit,
So
basically.
there was also an Inside Xbox stream last night, and the real big takeaway from that, the only thing that was really that important, was that they have opened up sign-ups for xCloud. So if you go to xbox.com/game streaming, you can sign up for the. It's not a beta. I can't remember what they were calling it as such, but they're opened up sign-ups for you to be able to come and trial it. So I've done that. You will need official Xbox One Bluetooth controller, but beyond that, that's all you need, and a phone and decent internet, I guess. But most people have decent internet these days, so yeah. So I've signed up for it. I'm gonna go buy because my PS4 controller's flaking out anyway, so I'm gonna go buy a new Xbox controller so that if I get that, I'm going to do it. There's only 3 countries that they're doing it in right now, which is the 3 countries with some of the best internet in the world, which is the US, the UK, and South Korea. Because I am getting gigabit internet in next month.
Wait,
Jesus.
Yes. So there's a company called Cytec in Aberdeen that have been putting in something called City Fibre. City Fibre they are working in partnership with Vodafone, and Bob's having a little rage to himself that my internet's getting faster again. They are putting in gigabit lines all across Aberdeen, so within the city centre and to some of the outlying areas. So I'm getting them middle of October, so I'll be phoning Sky up and being like, yo, Sky, what's left on my contract? What's left on my contract? Because I need to get rid of this shit, because I want the gigabit line in. So yeah, I need to keep an eye on that, so we're getting super fast. It's because he's just caught up. So there's been like this period of about 3 or 4 years, in fact probably longer than that, where Bob's internet has been awful. And mine's been pretty good. So, and then he caught up to me. So then we were on. There's always been this tech competition between me and Bob, right? It's like an unspoken thing, but there's always been this tech competition
How angry
between
he
me and
is.
Bob. So every
He is
time,
angry.
this is exactly what happens. Bob goes, look at the new thing I've got, and then I go like this, right? And then I've got like the special new thing, and then Bob catches up. Then I'm like, guess what I've got? And then it's just like this. And he thought for once we were going to stay level for a while. But next.
For one.
In a month.
Bob does angry really well.
He does, doesn't he? It's almost as if he's actually a little bit angry about it, which is quite funny.
I mean, I'm not really angry. I'm just fucking angry! And that's...
Yes, I get some proper decent internet. Hopefully soon. I'm hoping
Very
this guy
unpopular
will go
sticker.
like, yeah, you've got 6 months left in your contract, because I took it out in October last year when I moved in here. So I need to.
I hope they say 7. Sorry,
I'm
not bitter.
But I don't know what happened, because I don't know if they did a rolling contract or a new contract when I moved from one flat to the other. So I need to find out from them what happened, because I don't know which. Because I'm pretty sure starting new contracts is illegal. So. Scott, I'm sorry, mate. I can't understand.
What?
He's walking home, so he's typing quickly while he's walking.
Is Giga available to you yet? My street was done ages ago and it still isn't available.
Well done. There you go. We have a Scott translator. Matt, you need to come.
I worked most of that out. I didn't work out the Higa bit.
H is next to G on the keyboard, right?
I don't know if
Yeah.
they'll have gigabit available.
I feel like I would have got there.
But places like Virgin and stuff like that do 100 meg, so that kind of connection will be available, which is still faster than what I've got right now. But I don't know about gigabit just yet. But yeah. So right, let's get through some stuff because we're into hour 2.
Yep.
I've kind of done okay. So I'll do my.
Technically, we start at 1:15.
Yeah, but we are.
We're still in hour 1.
We are going into.
We're a professional company. We should understand our own timings. I'm sorry.
Oh, shit,
Just trying to maintain the standards.
So
No professionalism in this
We're
household.
going to see if said person is around. Just before, because I kind of like hear while we're talking.
What is my internet speed right now?
Oh,
Question.
Richard's showing off with his internet. I get like 20. I'll do a speed test.
I wouldn't do a speed test while you're on a video call. It will affect the results.
True.
So over the last couple of days, I've been having a chat with Becca, who is Mrs. BKD in our Discord server. She came to me and said, I want to do more in the server. I want to bring it back to life. want to see some engagement, blah blah blah. I've got this idea. I want to bring it back to tournaments. This is okay. This is so. What you're essentially saying is, you want to manage the community. And she went. I was like, well, that's basically what you're asking. This is like, that is essentially what it is. You want to bring back engagement. You want to bring new people in, and you want to give them some fun things to do. That's community management. That's the whole core part of it. She says, well, I don't know how much I'd be able to do. And I says, well, all you need is access to Discord. That's it, really. I'll give you access to our Twitter and our Instagram and stuff as well, so you've got like a platform that you can.
We have an Instagram.
We do have an Instagram. I have an Instagram that everybody can use if they want. I told you that. I can give you details.
I didn't know we had an Instagram.
It doesn't get used a lot, but
Professional.
we do have an Instagram. Yes.
Does anybody else know we had an Instagram?
Yeah. Well, they should do,
That's
because
not
I've
one
said
thing.
several times I have a Twitter and Instagram that you guys can have.
I knew we had a
access to.
Twitter. I knew we had a Twitter. I knew we had a YouTube. I knew we had a Twitch. I knew we had a Discord.
There is an Instagram.
Instagram just didn't strike me as something that we would.
Yeah,
we'd use.
for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you post pictures of your knees on the beach?
yes.
Go, don't forget Podcast Wednesday, guys.
and food and the cat.
Posing, sniffing a flower.
Although weirdly,
Is
I
it
think
all your cat
I'm
now?
starting to take it personally because I haven't had any likes or followers even posting cat pictures, so I'm starting to take it a bit personally now.
Ooh.
Are you using the right
Cat
hashtag?
pictures.
Yeah.
My Instagram
Do dad jokes with
has,
the cat pictures. That's always a winner.
I
Maybe
think my
for
Instagram
you
has
on Twitter.
68.
So anyway, back to the point.
Yes.
We had some discussions, and then on Monday night when I got back from work, I messaged her and being like, right, so here's kind of a description of what you would essentially be doing. She went, okay, that sounds like it's going to be decent enough. I only need a phone to do that kind of thing. So yeah, cool. So then the announcement was made on Tuesday that Miss Becca will be our community manager.
Bless
in
you.
Discord.
Whoop, whoop.
So she's looking to better than die. Oh, okay.
I'm just chatting in the chat.
So yeah, she's going to be our new community manager. So she's going to be assembling her own mod team. She's going to be looking to bring new people into the server. She's going to be setting up new tournaments. So there's already a survey up on she's made a new channel called Competitions. If you go in there, you can kind of tick the boxes of games that you want to play. We're going to figure out things like platforms and stuff like that later on. But yeah, so she's got some good ideas. She's got some things that she wants to do. And it takes a ton of work off of my plate. Well, not a ton of work. It takes off a fair bit of work off my plate, because one of the things, while I'm doing all the other stuff that I've been neglecting, is trying to build a Discord up. But now I can worry about that less. So that's quite good. It's a little bit of stress off my plate, so I can just sit and build, the charity event up and whatever else. On that front, there's no news just yet. I can't really do a lot until we find out about the venue, because it's moving, so I don't know when that's happening. I'll be phoning some people tomorrow about some bits and pieces. So that's kind of me, really. I didn't really have a lot to do. The next podcast, I should be back to normal. I'm off from work at the moment, so I should have some more time to look for some stuff. And yeah, so next time we should be good to go. Actually, before we move on very quickly, what did you guys think of my idea? If the Halloween special goes well, we do the D&D on the alternate Wednesdays.
Oh yeah.
Because she's never actually replied to me. He's never said anything back.
I don't remember seeing that.
Did we
honestly,
ignore you?
but,
I saw it and I was
Yeah.
like, right, I need to think a bit about this, because
I
it'll
would
probably
be
be
up for
me doing the hosting of the D&D to begin with for a while. Phil is correct. You did spell it wrong.
Oh, I don't have an I in it.
Yeah.
It's
Anyway, so it's like, oh, that's going to be a bit of work, and then I meant to get back to you and I didn't. Sorry. My
I'm
bad.
up for this.
Good.
We'll try and get you back in the bag.
To
now.
be fair, the first few ones I'll just do pre-rolled. Like I
mean,
said,
you
I've
don't
been
have to
looking
do
at the
anything-
Pathfinder pre-rolled.
Don't have to do anything crazy
Yeah.
special. Just we're only going to be doing like maybe 2
Yeah.
hours at a time anyway. So we don't have to go that in depth. We don't have to go that.
it isn't
crazy.
really long. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not long for a D&D game.
Yeah.
Mm.
So like it would be sort of we just do. wouldn't have to do the whole. Like we can do a campaign
Yeah,
over
we
a
do-
series
yeah.
of weeks and months. You know, it's not something that has to be a 2-hour session every week for single individual campaigns. We'll do a bigger one.
Yeah.
But we'll just spread it across weeks.
But
So
that's
that would be
Yeah, well, like a
podcast.
standard, like a properly long story campaign will take weeks to complete.
Yeah.
But you also get your pre-rolled missions, which is like a one and done kind of, single mission. Go clear out this crypt of skeletons, get some gold, job done.
but campaigns are good, and campaigns in 2-hour episodes are
Yep.
easy to listen to.
It's also generally how most people do D&D
Yeah.
streams and stuff. Is about 2
Yeah.
hours. But like I said, it's all dependent on how the experiment of Halloween goes. But
Yes.
if we enjoy it, it's not something out with the realm of possibility, because it would allow more content on the channel for one, so it would have us together more often. Because obviously
Could always do his YouTube thing as well. So
the
Yep.
podcast is now every other week. So I did want to.
We all has masses of free time that we're just wasting away with personal lives that we don't need.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm kidding.
Well, let's be real. You would have
I
had
have
the
some
Wednesday
very
night
planned
free anyway. If we'd still been going every week for the podcast, so it was either that I wanted to do something to fill that Wednesday, and it was either put the podcast back to weekly, which I'm not keen on because I'm quite enjoying the 2 weeks, or we find something else
Agreed.
to do on the other Wednesday. And if we enjoy the Halloween thing, there's no guarantees that we all will, or it will go as well as we hoped. But
Oh shit!
It's going to
couldn't
turn
go
out that
wrong.
everybody loves it apart from me, and I hate it.
and
And then I have a small bag of useless dice.
Yeah, I've become mostly invested by it. Yeah, it's just an idea, just something to throw out there and go like, here's something to think about, just for
Just something
future,
to pat around,
future content that we might do.
dribble across the pitch, shoot at a goal.
Anyway, that's. I'll come back to that later. That's me for now.
It's okay, home bubble. In case anyone was wondering how I
I
pronounce
thought it was
pronouncing that word.
I thought it was home buble.
No, that was
that
what
was-
he
that was
did.
my
And I said that
rendition.
was Michael Bublé's cool cousin. Mine was home bubble.
Guys, the shit that gets said in our private chat.
I'm just agreeing with you. You were like, this sounds like a good idea, and I was like, sure, home bubble. I thought it was a good.
Anyway, Bob, you had more to talk about.
I do. I was gonna
Oh,
let
yeah.
other folks have a
Oh,
chance if they
okay.
want to, but
Aw,
Nelly, Matt.
he doesn't want me.
You guys take to whoever speaks first gets it.
I want to go first.
There you go.
okay.
Well, no.
Sorted.
All right. There was a decent pause of time.
yeah, everybody had a fair chance.
Everybody had a fair chance. I went for it. I didn't really want to go first. I just volunteered.
Maybe my ping's really high. Okay.
My latest, it's just lag, guys.
Lag. You only killed me because I lagged.
My FPS is really low.
Guys, I've only got 15 FPS. I couldn't hear you. FPS has nothing to do with audio.
It was Nintendo's birthday 2 days ago. Their 130th.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it
existed
was
for
their
a long time.
130th birthday on the 23rd, and none of you guys wished them happy birthday, and they cried, and they told
I
me.
saw it after the fact and I completely forgot.
That is, you're just not a good friend to Nintendo.
Bob.
Yeah,
in-
we're actually
in
very
the
good friends.
We're actually
10
besties.
years that I have known you.
No
how many
Nintendo.
how many times have I remembered your birthday? And this is key to
Well,
say.
you generally you get to the month and you're like, it's coming up, isn't it?
Yeah, but then I still want to ask. And like,
Yes.
this is between two best friends, right?
I don't
always
do
forget,
birthdays.
and you'd think I'd remember because it's only a couple of days either after. Or, see, I'm already forgetting. It's either a couple of days
Yeah.
after or before my dad, and I don't know when my dad's birthday is either. And he's
Oh
turning
my
50.
God.
I don't remember birthdays.
only-
I'm also not
You
the
say it's
person-
250? Is your father a vampire?
50th, Nelly.
250.
Is that
My
that-
God, everyone,
is that
you
that
heard
FPS?
it. 250 years old.
Is that the FPS fucking you up again? Is it? You're getting a bit of
Yeah.
lag there, and you can't.
He's the one who's lagging, not me.
Can't-
Wait, where is he? He's the one who's lagging.
Do you know what I'm going to do from now on? I'm just going to switch our camera positions around on the stream.
Fine, I never know
Just-
where they are
just
anyway.
to screw with you, so you'd be like, get used to it, and you'll be like, he's there, and then I'll move him.
It's fine. I
could just
I'd
switch
always
it now.
point to the direction that they are compared to me. So Matt's over there, but he's actually up. Because that's... Stop moving us! Now he's over there. There we go. That works. Now he matches.
Yeah, now it matches on my screen.
I want to
Oh,
stay in the
no.
middle. Okay.
Why have you not locked some of the assets so they don't move?
You can't be asked.
Rachel said it's like the DVD logo. Bounce off the edges.
Doing.
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 There you go.
Doing.
None of them can move now.
So, it was their birthday. I discovered this, and this sent me down a Wikipedia wormhole of adventures and fun, which
Those are always
included
good.
the definition of Hanafuda, which I have no idea how to say, but apparently means flower cards, which was Nintendo's original business.
They started off
Was
with
it?
Oh.
Yeah.
cards, and then they
Yeah.
did toys.
They made handmade Hanafuda cards, which were a thing because when Japan separated from other parts of the world, they banned playing cards. So to get around the ban, they created their own playing cards, and then each time the playing cards got too pop because they wanted to keep gambling because that's
Yep.
the appropriate
Japan's
activities
thing,
the
yeah.
rest of the world introduced to Japan. And each time a card type got too popular, the government banned it again. So Hanafuda was just one of them, I believe. The Wikipedia wormholes only lasted a paragraph or so before my attention span ran out. And I kept circling back round to the Nintendo one, so we did quite well. They then moved into things like love hotels, which I think a fair number of people know about, and also a cab service, which I did not know about at all. I sort of have vague knowledge of the love hotels and then also the cards right at the start, but I didn't know they had a cab service,
That's
which did
why,
quite well.
When the statement came out about people were talking about the Wii U and how badly it did and stuff like that, it was like Nintendo could hemorrhage money. They could hemorrhage something like $6.5 million or $65 million or something like that. It was $6.5 million, some kind. That they could hemorrhage that every year for 35 years and they would still be okay. Because
As of 2018, their market value is $37 billion.
they could lose so much money.
They can lose a lot of money.
And be
They don't want
totally
to.
fine. So they don't necessarily give a shit if nobody buys the stuff. Because they're like, we're making all the money
Yeah.
from Pokemon.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I just like that they started with hand painted cards in like 1889, which is so long ago.
Oh wait, Richard, just
So
for
they're
you.
technically
Just for you.
130
God.
years old, but I mean Nintendo hasn't really been like that. Oh dear. All right, I'm just gonna let
It's
him
a
do
lot
that.
of manual work.
But yeah, so they moved into like toys
Angles
and stuff.
don't bounce like that, but okay.
Your lines are very wobbly.
Does it matter? I'm doing the thing
That's
Richard
fun.
wanted me to do.
There we go. You've given him his high.
Oh, no, it's gonna bounce away this time. Do you know when this
Also,
goes up as an audio cast, it's
Nintendo
gonna
means
be
on
really
the
fucking weird.
Hanafuda thing, which I just remembered. It means Temple of Free Hanafuda. Apparently.
Oh, wow.
Or leave luck to heaven, which is also quite cute. But yeah, so basically I was going down this random whirlpool and whatever you want to call it of Wikipedia and reading about Nintendo,
Rabbit
and then I got to the part where obviously they started releasing the actual game consoles, which was like 1983 for the NES.
Mhm.
And because we're all different ages, I thought it would be fun to discuss what your first Nintendo thing was.
Mario, the original Mario.
But like console as well.
NES.
NES.
Yeah,
I
I
thought
think
yours
I've
would be
said
NES.
this
I
before
assumed
because
yours
my
and Bob
mum-
would be NES.
My mum.
Because mine
worked
wasn't till...
for John Menzies back in the day, and she used to get those consoles on clearance, so we just had them in the house. So when I was 6, the first game I ever played was the first Mario, and then it was Alex the Kid on the Mega Drive, because we had basically everything from the NES upwards for the most part I have had, other than maybe some portables.
Because we as a
Yeah.
family never had an NES, as far as I know. I don't think it never existed in my life or my childhood. Our first one, the one that I remember but was never mine, was just obviously like the normal Game Boy. The first one that was mine was a Game Boy Color. So that was the first console that I
Yeah.
had
Bob's might
was.
surprise you because he's been PC. Most
Were you
of
a
his
late
life.
bloomer?
He's been PC most of his
Yeah.
life, so he's answered
I've been
my
PC
question.
most of my life. So actually, the first Nintendo console I ever had was a Game Boy Color.
Hey, we match. What
Pokemon
colour
Red.
was it?
Mine's a Game Boy Color as well.
What colours was everyone's
You'd
colours?
have been about 6 months old when they came out, Matt.
No, they can't. No, mine was passed down. Mine was passed
Game Boy
down. and
Color?
Like the Game Boy Colors
Oh, I don't
came
have the
out
actual
in like
year.
1990s,
Yeah, between 1996 and 2000.
Mine was just
is all I
passed
have.
down.
I don't have an actual year.
and then I got a DS
think-
Lite.
I felt
think-
I
like
have my
it was
old DS in here. I have my chunky DS.
My DS Lite.
It has a
is-
Mario on it.
Wow.
But yeah, what was your? Does anyone remember?
I'm gonna
what
get my
colour that
DS
was?
actually. I guess so.
I had,
Mine was orange.
I seem to remember.
Yay! You do the one with like the cool ones.
I've never understood the whole obsession with transparency on consoles. I don't get it. I don't like it.
Yeah, I never liked it myself.
Called the 90s and early 2000s.
But you can still you can buy PS4 controllers and Xbox controllers, like that, and you can also get Switch covers as well. So, you know,
I have
this
this.
is the
Like
best
Boots.
Nintendo product I've ever.
But do I
Yeah, it's
have-
hard to argue with that, to be fair.
It boots up.
I've got my light here.
Just mine.
So
Still fully functional.
Mine's glossy.
But games, because my game is very cute. I want to
Oh, I can
discuss
see
my game.
reflection.
Oh my god,
yeah,
that's so shiny.
glossy.
Glassy.
I'm
Oh,
surprised it's still that glossy with how old the DS.
I got my advanced.
Oh wow! I never.
Oh
had
yeah,
one.
no, this thing is very
It's
glossy.
also,
dude.
it's also
My-
got a not advanced game stuck in it. Because the only reason I still have this
I
is to
had-
play these
R4
ones.
Bippy.
Nice.
Eee.
I had. I remember because it was a present my nana got me for Christmas, and I really, really wanted one. And my mum and dad couldn't afford it, and it was the Tribal Game Boy Advance SP. I had that thing for years before it, and the Tribal on the top of it, like the marking on it, the decals gone. They just because it had been through so much use and stuff like that, they were just scraped off. It got
Rubbed
chucked in
off.
bags and pockets.
Yeah.
And it got dropped and it still worked, and I had the little extra clip-on light that you could get so you could see it during the day and or in sunlight and stuff. It was
This was my Nintendo. This was my handheld console bag from
Guys,
before this, from the color.
If you didn't know,
Like-
once upon a time, you couldn't see screens during the day. Because sunlight would affect them. And it meant that you would have to be like this all the time going.
I never got one of those lights. My brothers had them, but I never had one.
And then you still
At
couldn't
one
some
point
good
they
games
weren't
in here,
backlit. One point they
You
weren't
weren't
backlit, so
I got the Finding Nemo game still. I still remember one of the codes from this because it's nice horses and A twice. So it was so was that nice horses NHN2 gets you to the pipes part of it where you've got to go through the filter. If anyone wants to.
that's
that part of-
impressive.
that part of it. I just remember nice horses and A twice was the code that we
So-
came up with for that.
The other problem was at nighttime, you still couldn't see the screen because there was no backlight.
that's what Richard was just saying.
Yeah.
So if you were in the back of a car, like on a journey,
But then your
Nighttime.
parents
Driving
yelled at you
home.
for having a light on. Turn the light on.
yeah.
I can't see.
So you had
You had to play by the
flashes.
street lights.
You're like, I'm sitting in the back. How can you not see?
I
Yeah,
remember playing by
flashes.
flashes. Yeah.
of screen to guide your gameplay,
But in terms of games,
but we still managed.
because I still have these were. So that was stuck in my Game Boy Advance. That's stuck.
I'm actually tempted to get a Switch, not gonna lie.
If,
Do it.
I'm tempted to put batteries
Just-
back in this
just
so
for
I
the
play
whole-
Tokitori.
Just for the whole commuting thing, because getting
I think if
the-
you're going to use
yeah.
it in more of a portable sense, just get a light. Because it's. You know,
but then again, I'd play Just Dance on it, and I need the Joy-Cons.
Imagine you just dance on the bus.
Not on the bus.
Definitely on the bus
Oh my
with your
god.
mates.
Speaking of Just Dance, though, there's a free version of Just Dance called Just Dance Now, where you download a mobile app,
Oh, I remember hearing about that.
and then you just go on the website or something, or you can Chromecast it, and you enter in the room code, and you just play Just Dance on using your phone as a controller, and it's amazing.
That's cool.
And also,
I have Chromecast downstairs. I could do that.
yeah, and also this is a thing. Let me
You're going to provide us with linkage.
potentially.
It's weird having me in the top right corner. I don't like it.
I'm not gonna screenshot.
Tough.
It's where you're staying for the rest of the cast.
I'm just linking it in chat. So basically, that is the prowess that I've hit.
I need a different device. Oh wait, I've got my PC right in front of me.
Of course you'd be.
So
Oh dear.
yeah, for those that can't see,
Wait, for those that can't see, John is prepared. Is John
No,
prepared?
Fucking Emma.
sort of broke it.
John put up my pictures.
I can screen share. it.
Ooh, look at the fancy pictures we got. Oh.
There we go. There we go.
Oh,
Everyone keep
Oh.
talking and make the fancy
Oh.
line go across.
There we go.
there we are.
we
Okay,
go.
so yeah, basically, I got Megastar rank on Rasputin, and y'all, I'm sure you've heard that song
Yeah.
and know how intense it is, especially in Beat Saber as well.
I will not
Um,
be playing it on this cast because it will be an immediate copyright strike. Hit
My foot's
before
gone
the
numb.
video's even ended.
Yeah, it's intense, and I'm yeah, I managed to get
And I'm
that
pretty
is
proud
my
of
highest
myself.
score. That is my highest score on Just Dance, so I am quite happy with that. On one of the hardest songs as well, like
I mean,
physically
John's
wise.
decided he doesn't want to be on the podcast anymore.
I can't
Do
hide
it.
it because it just appears on different people and it's really annoying. I need a third screen for doing this kind of shit. What one was it? Was it that one? No, it was
That is pretty
Minimize it.
impressive,
it's
though.
that one. There we go.
I like this one.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with that.
We're not doing Just Dance.
Um,
We're not doing a Just Dance cast. It's never happening. Certainly,
We're gonna
I'm
make.
not.
I'm gonna make Mrs.
There will be
BKG
one-
add it to the list. The competition list. Yeah.
What?
No.
Do it for the
Yes,
charity
I'm
thing.
messaging her.
I am not doing it for the charity thing. There are many.
We're
things,
Oh
doing
my
it for
God.
the charity
there are many
thing.
things that you could pay me to do, and dancing is.
Anyone who
not
doesn't do it for the charity
one
thing,
of-
shaving their head.
That's happening anyway.
No, you're cutting your hair.
It's still all. It's not getting shaved bald, but it's all getting fucking shaved off.
Yeah, well, it is now. We're not playing Just Dance.
I'm not stopping you guys doing it. There'll be time that'll need to be.
We're not.
filled when I
We're not
need to
making
sleep.
you. We're not making you do it. We're just going to shave your head if you don't.
I'm sorry, but when you say
Especially
do it for
when you
charity,
sleep.
or we're gonna shave your head.
That's an ultimatum.
Yeah, that's kind of
There's
coercion.
a slight threat involved.
That's kind
but
of
it's-
coercion. So, yeah, let's no, I'm good. You guys can dance.
I'm
all
gonna
you
save
like.
up just to buy him beer so he does Just Dance. He wouldn't know it's happening.
You're gonna need
We're like,
a lot
"Yay."
of beer.
Nelly, you
Gonna be honest, you need a lot of beer.
You've never been drinking with me,
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have a lot of money with it.
so
To be honest, you're gonna need so much beer he won't be able to dance
Uh-oh.
you
to get him to that level.
Yeah, you haven't been drinking with me. I'll drink all these under the table, including Bob.
Ooh, absinthe. I like absinthe.
I'm not drinking.
Ah, great.
Okay, we're getting him absinthe.
All
I'm not drinking.
right,
absinthe.
he's gonna bring the body bag.
I have never drank absinthe, and I never plan to because I know what absinthe does to people, and I plan. to
Yes,
never
plan.
have that
Plan is the
Yeah, right.
keyword there.
effect.
I've drunk absinthe, but if it's in small amounts, like anything, it's reasonably safe.
I like.
Is it enjoyable?
So when you have to say something like it's reasonably safe and small, that means it's not safe.
Large dosages.
Like if
Yeah,
you down
it's
a
a
whole
journey.
bottle,
When-
it's not like vodka.
Absinthe is a journey that one must experience, unless you're a pussy.
Call me out.
Oh.
That's not cool, man. That's not cool.
I feel like you shouldn't be one making the threats, Matt. I think you're gonna lose.
Dude, you're 18. You're able to drink when you get up here, man.
Yeah, and I've already had it before. What do you
And-
mean?
And
Haha.
Didn't end well, but that's not the point.
But here's the thing: if it's possible to happen, we're all going drinking when you're here. And we're going drinking in Aberdeen, which is one of the cheapest cities in the country to drink in. Because you can get vodka cokes for 70 pence a drink.
70p, oh my god, that's
Yes.
nuts.
So
Yo.
you can down vodka cokes for 4 hours and realise that you've drank 20 and you're fucked.
That's okay with me because I only drink vodka orange juice. So,
It costs
Vodka
extra for the
orange.
orange juice. I don't
well,
know.
it's probably less than down here, where it's like a
Basically
fiver.
what they do is
So, like,
because
this much.
Aberdeen is predominantly a student city, they buy in cheap coke and then they buy in like Thai vodka. They buy in shit vodka and they just sell it off super cheap. I
Who
think it's
cares
like
what
a
it
pound.
tastes like
I
as
think
long as
got
it's
a
in
pound
something
now.
that drowns it out?
I think they had to put something, put prices up, but it's like a pound. I remember when I was a student, it was 69 pence a vodka coke, so we would just go out and buy trays of 30.
Jesus.
You could go out with 30 quid and get absolutely shit faced. And you would have
Jesus.
instead of like, for me, I drink Jack Daniels and Coke, so you're talking like £4, £4.50 in some
Cheers.
places for a Jack Daniels and Coke. Some places you get now like £3.50, but either way, it's a slight difference between a pound a drink or 69p a drink. So you would get like, you would just have, by the end of the night, you'll have had a tray of 30 to yourself one way or the other, and you just be like, this is fine. As the night goes on.
Yeah, I
You
think
just-
Edinburgh and London, price-wise for drinks, are pretty much the same because I've seen the price regularly these days over a fiver for a pint. And
Edinburgh
I'm-
Festival,
fuck.
London is just London.
Yeah.
There's no reason for
Yeah,
it.
but the thing is, the prices go up during festival, but then they don't come back down.
Yeah, it's their subtle way of doing it. So they raise the prices during the festival, don't bring them down, hope nobody notices. They do it every year. Every year it gets
Yeah.
more and more expensive to live in Edinburgh. Because
Yeah.
they just keep, they try and stealthily jump prices up and don't realise that people
But
aren't
no,
that
yeah.
fucking stupid.
Not too many people complain, that's the problem.
Then they're
Yeah,
like,
but yeah, what
Yeah.
are
It's
they
not
gonna do
even
about
the
it?
it's
Not
not even a
drink?
complaint.
well,
Yeah,
I mean, that
exactly.
would be the ideal
It's-
thing, but it is Edinburgh. It's
yeah.
full of students and pisses.
Yeah,
so-
so
it's
they can get away
Scotland.
with it.
Oh god, I have a few mates going to Edinburgh Uni this year as well.
Good luck to them.
Oof.
So people's gay.
I might even see them
Okay,
because
never mind.
like my
Okay, yeah,
what?
let's get back to the Nintendo thing.
Oh yeah, we are way off track.
Well, we weren't because we were talking about the
Talking
charity
Just
thing.
Dance and connected to the charity.
Yeah,
thing.
we were talking about the charity thing, and then we started talking about drinking.
So Nelly asked what your first
What?
Nintendo
Yeah, what the
game console was.
Nintendo games were, and I mean like first, not like oh my favorites, because mine was fucking Dizzy Candy Quest
Nice.
and Toki Tori, where you're a duck.
That got
I
two
love
new
this
games
game.
recently though. Actually, they weren't bad.
They're not as good as these two games. These are the
To
best.
me, they
This
got-
one, all I remember is you got span around on little like, well, spinny things, and
That's
ended up having to go
generally how
back the
you get
wrong way,
spun
and then
around.
you just die.
That is generally
and
how
then-
you get spun around is on spinny things now.
I can't even remember what you did in this one. I just remember you were a little like a little chicken, and you just sort of waddled around and climbed up things. I think you could turn into different things. I think, but I don't know what you turned into. But to like get through,
Right, you
So
need
you
to
could, like,
live stream a
squish.
playthrough. Right.
how many? This camera straight down. It
Yeah.
only plays on this.
We
don't
can
think I have any
figure out a way to
batteries.
Get you to capture the Game Boy, emulate it.
Yeah. Emulator would be the
emulate
ideal.
it. It's not frowned upon if it's a game you can't capture. So, Bob, what was your first Nintendo game? Then?
It was actually Pokemon Red.
Was it?
Yep.
Oh, it's a
On the Game
Pokemon
Boy.
game.
Started with a classic. Matt,
Yep.
I can't remember what I played in the advance, so
you don't remember what
Fuck knows.
the first game was that you played on Nintendo?
fuck knows. I don't remember what it was in the advance. But on DS it was Diamond, Pokemon Diamond.
Really?
You tend to find with after a point in the generations, the first Nintendo thing that most people will play will be either Mario or Pokemon.
Mm.
Oh, my Nintendo's shut in the drawer. That's why I went close. I was kicking it. It's fine. There we go. Got it in.
Yeah, you'll find that after a certain point of time, generations will be, I played Pokemon. Like there'll be
Yeah.
probably a whole new generation of people who'll be playing Sword and Shield for the first time. That'll be their first Nintendo thing, and that's be why they got Switches and whatever else. So yeah, Pokemon generally tends to be the thing that draws people into Nintendo.
Oh,
Or
Uh-oh.
or Mario.
It's okay. I came
since
back.
everything. I've
Yay.
I've been kind of recollecting stuff from my GameCube, because like I didn't really do the Wii or the Wii U. I had one. I had a Wii and I had a Wii U for a while, but I didn't keep them for very long. So I kind of went SNES for quite a while because it was just what was in the house when I was younger, and then Game Boy Advance for a very long time. My mum had the DS's, and then it was GameCube, and then it was the Switch. Like Nintendo were a console I always dropped in and out of because they didn't the release schedules and how much they had and whatever else was quite low. So yeah, that was kind of the thing that happened with me and Nintendo. Is that it, Nelly? Anything else?
There's a game called Cat Quest,
Oh,
and it's
I
$1.99,
wondered
and
when
I
you were
was
talking
texted about it. And I
About
appreciate that
Alex.
I have created a community of friends who text me when a game that has the word cat in it is on a discount. And I have no idea what this game is. I found out literally as we started the podcast that it's $1.99. It's called Cat Quest.
Platforms that it's on.
Also, John, why are you wearing headphones when you can hear us from the other side of the room? And yes, that is written. Why wear headphones?
Who said
I
that?
can't even.
It's the new
I
Mario
can't even
Kart
see
Tour
that.
game. It's shit. Just thought I'd bring it up since we were talking about games. I'm wearing headphones because they're very loud headphones, and I could hear you guys because the room is very quiet. That was why I could hear you. So
Okay.
that's why. So eat it.
I can't find my batteries.
You were
was gonna
just
see if I could
hoping you
get
wouldn't
that
get caught out for sassing me behind my back,
Yeah.
and I could. So, ha.
Well, it is lower than the others.
Wait, what's going on? What am I missing?
What?
Who's talking about what? What am I? Let's okay. It's my chat fucked. Can I not see what's up there?
The last message I have is Richard saying, "Meanwhile in London."
Yeah.
What were you talking
Same.
about lower than the others?
Oh, lower your Deadpool one
Oh, yeah, well, it's,
is
I'm going to say it's meant to be,
okay. I mean, it's very artistic.
and not that I fucked it up,
It's very artistic.
because I'm shit at hanging pictures.
Didn't you
Um,
rehang them because they were wonky?
No, I took them off the wall behind my PC, and put them over there.
Fair.
So, we've got 15 minutes left. Matt, you need to do some talking.
So the Surge 2, and that Untitled Goose Game came out pretty recently. When I mean recently, I mean Surge 2 came out yesterday, which is pretty recent.
Oh, that is recently up to date and new news.
Very, yeah. And yeah, Surge 2 looks pretty good. Don't know if you guys have seen like reviews or gameplay of it,
Not
but
yet, no.
I've seen
Played
nothing.
the first one, and I wasn't keen. I'm not a Dark Souls type kind of person.
yeah, but it builds from the first game and it looks pretty impressive. What is Untitled Goose Game? Someone says in chat.
Yeah,
Heard
you
it
had
use-
that on your list actually, didn't you?
So Untitled Goose Game.
I'm curious about it actually. It looks
Untitled
fun.
It
Goose
is
Game.
not
Game
the title
where
of
you're a
this game.
goose.
Yeah, the
This
best
is-
way I can describe it is if you've ever wanted to be an asshole and a goose,
Goose Simulator.
go buy that game.
Yeah, it's not even an asshole and a goose. It's just a goose because geese.
Geese
Gooses.
are arseholes.
Gooses.
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 Yes, geese are
Gooses,
a
mooses.
bit- Yeah,
Gooses and
they.
tooses.
Yeah, your whole purpose in that game is just to annoy people.
Used to be a goose.
Yeah.
Just
The
you
goose
just
once stole my bread.
pick stuff up and honk at
Just
people.
fuck with
and
people.
It's the one where you're annoying the gardener, isn't it?
basically-
Person who's
Yeah,
got-
that's with the trailer.
Yeah. I love that idea of a game.
Why is goose geese but moose not meese?
I don't know.
Because English is a fucked up language.
I
That's
didn't,
why.
I didn't make the rules. I don't know. I'm gonna. How much is it?
Why is fishes completely
Goose
wrong
game.
but also completely correct?
Because it's.
Ah!
Oh, guys. What do we think about the new Steam library?
I've not had
I
it yet,
haven't
so I don't
looked.
know what it looks like.
It's fucking.
Someone keeps trying to
horrible.
log into my Steam account.
It's
I'm
horrible.
not seeing it.
Horrible.
I'm not seeing a difference.
You can sign up to.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not enabled with
Oh.
beta,
turn
so
off,
I've.
enable your beta, close down everything to do with Steam, reinstall, and it'll update. It's not fun. It's not. I don't like it that much.
I feel like you really had to go through a lot of effort to
Yeah.
end up with this version of Steam that you did not like. So I feel like maybe not going through the effort is just
Now,
the
you
best
know how you
plan.
were talking about Cat Quest being 199? I know why that is.
Is it
It's
bad?
Cat Quest 2. Just
Wait!
released.
Look up Mushroom Cats. If we're gonna go on Steam and look up terrible cat games, look up Mushroom Cats.
Nah, I'm not. I'm
I
looking
actually
for
just
something
bought
else.
the
Oh
first
please! You've just got to put hats on cats, and it's free, and it's about 10 seconds long, and I love it.
No.
Please, can we install it and play on stream?
Maybe.
It's like 30 seconds.
What was I going to Steam for?
Goose Game, Untitled. Goose
Mushroom
Game.
Cats.
But
Mushroom
it's
Cats.
it's not on Steam yet. I don't think it's on Epic Store for like 12 quid.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. So
Mushroom
that's
Cats.
what put me off. I was like, 12 quid's not a lot, but
It's a
Do you
lot
wanna
for a
pay-
game where you play as a goose.
yeah, it seemed like the gameplay is literally maybe an hour or two long. To me, I could be wrong. There might be
Untitled
there might
Goose
be
Game
great.
is a slapstick stealth sandbox where you're a goose let loose on an unsuspecting village. Make your way around town from people's back gardens to the high street shops to the village green, setting up pranks, stealing hats, honking a lot, and generally ruining everyone's day. Featuring a horrible goose, that's you, a town full of people just trying to get on with the day, you hate them, and a dedicated honk button.
What was the...
Yeah,
To be honest, I don't
creepy-
need to be a goose to do that.
Yeah, but it's virtual, isn't it? So you won't get repercussions.
What were
That's
you
true.
saying,
That's a good
Johnny?
question. How much was Ghost Simulator on release? My
I'm
original
sure it was
question:
like less
what
than a
was
tenner.
It wasn't less-
what's
yeah, it was
the
less than
horror
$10.
game where you've got to get into your neighbor's house, but your neighbor learns?
Hello Neighbor.
Hello,
Yeah.
neighbor.
Yeah.
Shit.
Is it bad?
It's just like they've put into full release, and it was just as buggy and broken as it was when it was in alpha and beta, and like just I watched some live streams of it because I was kind of interested in some of the lore behind it, and the way they set up some of the background story for it, but like just
The idea is there.
game's buggy as
Sure.
because like they'll have the neighbor, so you'll find ways to manipulate them and stuff like that, but it doesn't always work. And sometimes when you get caught, you get sent back to your own house and you go back in again. But he'll be exactly at the front door, or wherever you're trying to go. He'll just be there, and like, or you'll hide in things to hide from him, so he runs away. But he'll just open it. It's a bit like the Alien and Alien Isolation. Sometimes it didn't matter how quickly you got away from it, or how well hidden you were. It would just find you.
You just knew.
The alien was supposed to work on sound. It wasn't supposed to be able
Oh,
to
yeah.
see you. But you could
Yeah.
move. You could move so quietly, you weren't making a noise, and it would just turn around and come for you. And it's kind of the same principle with Hello Neighbor. Is it was the same idea of there's like this threat that's following you around, trying to find you, and you've got to avoid it while trying to solve puzzles and go to the next bit. And it just didn't kind of connect too well, which I think a lot of people watched it instead of buying it. I certainly did. It's not my type of game, but it's like Five Nights at Freddy's. I'll quite happily sit and watch people play that, but I'll not.
I played a bit of that. Yeah. Jump scares. But it's also one of these games
Half-time is
does not have a lot
predictable,
of
though.
gameplay.
Yeah. It's.
Did a massive spider just climb down your curtain?
What?
Bob, look at the floor. Look at the floor by your curtain. I swear to God, something just climbed down
Ooh.
your. Did you see it in the? Did you see it in the stream? It was by the
Monka.
I didn't see it.
something really big just like fell. Bob's leaving. Is it there?
It's not for me that I'm looking, it's for Steph. If she comes across it, it's not
I
good.
feel like it came down like the edge. Oh wait, he can't hear us anymore, can he?
No.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
He's found it.
That was well, I need to go get something bigger.
He does. What's with it?
He's got to show it to us.
You won't.
I literally saw it. I saw the shadow climb down his curtain.
I'll pull the stream back a bit and have a look.
Are you rewinding? actually watching it back.
Is it? I'll say that's a no.
It's not dead. To the people listening to this on SoundCloud, or you smack, all of us start laughing, and then it's not dead. It's not dead.
Yeah, all good.
Hey.
I can't find it on the stream.
Target eradicated.
I think Richard saw it.
Richard, what was the time code on it, buddy? Actually, it doesn't matter. I'll find it after.
Well, sorry for that distraction.
Well-
but I know that if a giant spider climbed down behind me, I'd appreciate if you guys told me.
I'm not going to tell you.
Okay, that's
Leave
fine.
that one as a stealth surprise.
I had to get rid of one for the boyfriend yesterday. Actually, that was a mayfly. He kept threatening to smack it with the spatula, and I was like, "Don't you dare! We're cooking with that spatula." I don't want dead mayfly in my food, in my ramen.
You can wash the spatula.
Yeah, but we're in the middle of cooking.
You can kill it, then really quickly wash it, and then use it again.
In my mind, there would still be mayfly on it. It's like when a dog peed on me yesterday. No matter how much I washed myself, I had to go put my clothes in the wash because I was like, I'm sure I smell like pee.
Ay.
I got my vet
Hi.
and my head nurse to sniff me because I was like, do I smell like pee? And they were like, no. And I was like, no, I'm
I
convinced
think
I do.
I think I just
It
came
did.
back at the wrong moment.
You did. Now he was getting pissed on yesterday. Is kind of where we're at with that.
Yeah,
one.
dog peed on me yesterday.
She didn't say dog.
That's a common occurrence for.
She was talking
I think I
about her
did say dog.
boyfriend and cooking, and then something peed on her, and
I think you zoned out.
She's
I think you
she's
rudely
talking
ignored
too much
me.
about her life, and it's just weird.
Oh, charming.
I don't know what's going on. I think
What a
So
shut up.
yeah, I've
one's
removed
ever gonna hear
the
anything from me
eight-legged
again.
friend that appeared in the room.
removed. You fucking massacred it.
You killed it. It went smush.
I don't have a choice really because if Steph comes across it, she's absolutely terrified, like
Put it out the window.
completely 100%. They come back in. That's the problem.
So
1 hour 35 minutes
Oh,
and
yeah, I'll
35
catch that.
seconds ish.
I'll catch that after.
Clip it.
Can't clip on YouTube.
Oh.
This cat game is actually quite good.
What, the mushroom cats?
No.
Oh.
The Cat Quest.
Did you buy it?
Yeah, bought it.
Signal.
What do you have to do?
It's literally you're just a cat. You run. It's like any kind of Oh, how do you describe it? Basically, think like Torchlight or it's a little bit Diablo-esque in
Oh,
play
okay.
style.
That's weird. That was not what I was expecting.
Spiders hate
Spiders
mint,
hate
apparently.
mint. That is true. That is very true.
Is that correct? Right, I'll chew
They
them
also
every
hate
day.
lavender.
Well, that's good
Um,
because that smells nice.
Yeah. Well, mint smells nice too.
I've got like a lavender scent balls thing, and I haven't looked at it for a while. And the scent balls are it's more sort of smush.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cat
It
Quest
still
demo.
smells really good, but they don't. It doesn't really permeate anymore.
All right,
Just sort of
let's have a very
smells
quick
there.
look at this then, shall we?
What are we looking at? Oh, we're playing Mushroom Cats. I think we might be playing Mushroom
Not
Cats.
playing Mushroom Cats.
Ah,
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
this isn't Mushroom Cats.
No, it's our faces because I need to turn this down.
Oh yeah. Because the music's probably copyrighted.
No,
Hmm.
just loud. Just gonna skip this. Okay.
I like how you picked this rather than the free
This is a
30-second
demo.
game that I suggested. Oh, is it a demo? Okay. Take the wrapping off my sensors. Oh, look at it!
Alright, there you go.
Oh, thank you for the information, John.
Hat quest. Oh, good heavens.
And done. So there you go.
Perfect gameplay.
Fuck off, Richard.
That's a different one to perfect gameplay, though.
Yeah.
Well done for the slight imagination.
Fuck it. Let's appease the elephant in the room.
He's looking up mushroom cats. If you start mushroom cats, you have to go to the end.
Well, I mean, if it's a 10-second game, we've
It's
still got plenty.
literally, I think at most it's a minute.
Wow. Speed players doing it in 2 seconds.
I can find out.
Done.
Yeah. Hang on, I played. Why are we doing this? Hang on, where's my... I might have played it through twice as well.
I don't know how clear that spider was on the camera, but that was a big spider, by the way.
Yeah, it was huge.
Even I
big?
was looking at it going, oof, that's a bit ugly.
How big was it? How big was it? Was it like this? Or like
Close to.
Really?
Yeah, I would say maybe about that between the legs.
this?
Monk.
Yeah.
It was pretty hairy.
The stream is going to cut very briefly for 2 seconds because OBS is fucked up, so I'll be back in a second. In a second.
So that's less than so what, like 6 minutes maybe?
Yeah.
6
Yeah,
minutes.
6 minutes.
And I think I might have played it twice.
Guys, yeah, stream's back up. Cool.
Yep.
what happened to it?
I had to stop it and bring it back up. 'cause OBS
I see. Also, apparently you have another game that has Mushroom in it, which is Mushroom 11. Whatever that is.
what the fuck am I doing?
I don't know. I can't see the screen.
It's black.
Yeah.
Black.
Oh, that's loud.
It's phenomenal.
It's a great game though.
Well, we're back to this. So we're back to normal screen, and we might do that at some point. Well, I guess that's it for this one. It's been a weird one. We got kind of real at the start, or towards the
Yep.
start, and then started goofing around as always towards the end. So
That was
yeah.
They
we'll
are a
be back.
Misadventure crew.
Yeah, we'll be back in
2 weeks.
Yeah, Matt, why not talk about Shadowkeep?
Because I don't know. To be honest, I haven't played D2 for like a month.
I haven't played it in much longer.
I played it in like a month.
I went on to Battle.net to try.
Matt's really bright now.
You'll fucked around. You'll moved, and his light will got brighter, and it'll die down again.
Turned into a holy angel
I went on it
for a
last week
second.
to transfer my saves and stuff like that over to Steam, and to claim the free year 2 pass. So I need to sit and look at the black armor and stuff like that, but I'm not that fussed, honestly. I just wanted to make sure that my characters were kept in case I did decide to go back to it, because I'll probably just get the free to play version and have all of the access to the content I've got, and then decide to buy Shadowkeep at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, just lost all interest in Destiny 2 whatsoever. But that's it. So, Matt, anything from you before we go?
I've been playing some open qualifiers and Siege recently, just like the first bit of competitive play. And that's been going pretty. I mean, it's all right so far. And we've got another open qualifier on Saturday, so.
Nelly? I don't know why I ever ask you.
I sometimes have stuff.
Usually you just go,
Sometimes.
nah, and then it's straight to Bob. Bob, anything to say before we go?
Yeah, so one of the things we skipped over earlier was why I hate programming.
Oh yeah.
By the way, I do love programming.
There was also
today
that
I
in his
spent-
But
list
you
of
also hate
ideas.
I spent over an hour and a half, and Richard can no doubt like sympathize with me here, but I spent over an hour and a half trying to fix a problem that turned out to be a missing closing bracket.
Oh no!
One bracket.
Do you not have like a bracket pairer?
Yeah, but it couldn't. It just
It didn't detect it.
It didn't. So like it.
Oh no!
Because what happened was it went, oh, unexpected end of file, but the error showed up on line 1, and I'm like, what?
Oh
Two
no!
lines in this file. So it took me for fucking ages to eventually find which bracket I was missing. And the thing was, I scanned the same bit of code about 10 times. So yeah. While I love programming, I hate that side of programming. When the stupidest little thing fucking trips you for ages.
I'll be back in 1 second.
And the thing is, Yep. I'm glad you're here, Richard, because
He's sympathizing. Yeah.
the thing is, my IDE, when I type an opening bracket, it
Yay, cat.
automatically gives me the closing bracket and puts my cursor between the brackets.
Wait there.
So I literally just create one bracket and it does the other. So when incidents like this happen, I don't expect them.
I thought I'd better get
It's
on
a
because he's
football.
been locked out of the room for the whole cast. So.
But with a comment, oh Jesus. Ouch. The thing is, the error messages don't actually relate to what really went wrong. Because your interpreter or your compiler just doesn't know what to do.
How old is he now?
4.5 months old.
I think I got him when he was 6.
No, I got him when he was 3. 3-ish. He's a big lad though.
2 hours to find out and had a colon instead of a
Stop
semicolon.
fighting me!
Oh, that's a nasty one.
Let me love you. That's the constant cat argument.
I actually remember hearing a story about someone who they actually messed around with the ASCII definitions. Not the ASCII definitions, the font for one of their colleagues. Yeah, I know. They basically they got one where it swapped the backticks with the single quotes, and then they did a find and replace to put everything to make it look like single quotes. It's called being evil. That's why. And, yeah.
Did I ever? It's not like a coding thing, but just in like a technology. You know, when you go in and you're like, why have you done this? I went into work and we have our bloods machines. When we get our results from the blood machines, it puts it onto the computer as a file automatically for us. I went into work one day to find that my head nurse had changed the names of all the folders because she wanted them to be neater. And I went, it's not going to know where to save it anymore because you put it into new files and changed all the names of the files because she called it like internal lab results instead of IDEX, which is what the machines are. And I was like, it's not going to be able to find it. She's like, no, it uses like, you know, file number things. And I was like, it doesn't. I was like, it uses the name. And she's like, I'm sure it's fine. And I was like, I'm sure it's not fine. And she's like, I'm sure it's fine. I was like, no, I don't think it's going to be able to find it. And lo and behold, 5 minutes later, when I went to go find our results, we'd lost not just the results that we were supposed to get that day, but all of our results.
Oh no!
And she was just like, oh, fair enough. And I was like, and I had to phone IT because I'm the best at computers. I had to phone IT and be like, so we changed the file names. And they went, why did you do this? And I'm like, don't know, just thought we would. Didn't realize how bad an idea it was. Group decision.
So it's
But
time
Yep.
to end. Just a quick
On a closing bracket.
Yeah, just a quick
On a
update
closing
for
bracket.
me. Me and Chizzy are not doing Let's Plays in the traditional sense for now because I'm too busy.
he's eating something on your table.
He's not.
Probably crumbs.
He's, what's that? It's a bit of his food. For some reason, he's carried it up on the table because he's a fucking weirdo.
Oh, he's so cute.
So we're not doing the uploads every couple of days.
Yeah.
We're doing the live streams on a Sunday because I don't have time to sit and edit right now. Well, I do for the next 2 weeks. So the stuff that we have recorded and not uploaded yet, we're gonna be just kind of sent on a Discord call. We're going to have a video up for each of us, and we're just going to talk over it, just so we can get that stuff out. And then once things have calmed down a little bit, we'll go back to the normal uploads. But for now, on Sundays, you'll get 2, 3, maybe even 4 hours of a game just there. The audio fucked up on us with the last Sunday one, so it's basically just...
Oh yeah, you had some issues,
Yeah,
didn't you?
it's just basically 3 hours of us not saying anything. Or sounding like we're not... Because we're talking quite a lot in it, and it's just Creature in the
It
Wild,
just didn't.
and me getting angrier and angrier and angrier and angrier at this game. And then we went out. So that's what's happening in terms of gameplay stuff for the channel. That's what you're going to see. So there'll be another one this Sunday. What we're going to play, I don't know, probably Judgment. Start getting through that again. There'll be the missing block of Judgment will be uploaded, because it's like this 2-hour block that just doesn't exist because the audio fucked up. But we will put it up. I think we're just going to replay that 2 hours. Just I said to him, I'm over it now. Like, it was long enough ago, and we're doing other stuff now, and we've got new audio and stuff. So let's just replay it. It won't take long, and I'll probably just skip through all the other stuff that we did fanning about. So, but that's it. Keep it here on the Sunday for live stream. As of Friday, we're going to be re-uploading to SoundCloud. We're going to arrange that so it gets uploaded, so it'll be audio only at some point. Why are all the fucking cameras flashing?
I was wondering that. I was just thinking that. I wasn't sure if it was my end, but it is everyone's.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what's happening on the channel for the next little while. And yeah, we'll be back in 2 weeks, and we'll be ramping up for a Halloween special soon. You guys got your costumes ready?
No.
Almost.
I mean, cosplay?
It's a costume. You've got like a month, 4 weeks, give or take.
Give or take.
I need some money.
4 weeks or so. But that's it from us, guys, for this week. Head to Discord. I need an invite link for Discord. Invite people. Expire. Never. Generate new link. Copy. There we go. Join up the Discord. Come and talk to us. Send us your news. Sign up for some of the competitions that Becca's planning. Talk shit. I don't care what you do. Just don't break any laws. And that's going to be it from us this week. We'll see you in 2. Bye.
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 Bye.